not sure if you guys can see this. I'm actually in my Jeep heading over to the garden. It is August the 28th and it's currently over 100 degrees outside. Well, as you saw what I just posted, it is first class smoking hot out here. It's the end of August. It's actually the 28th. And had to get over to the garden because actually I was in the garage. I have some fall stuff that I've germinated, which I'll show you guys soon in a coming video on these seed trays that I put together. But the sugar snap peas that I had in the garage, I had put out, starting to harden that stuff off a little bit. Just really wasn't paying attention. And I walked out a little while ago and they were just flopped over. They looked awful. So I said, well, let me take some time. I'm gonna run over to the garden and kind of see what we have here. And as you can see, it's 4:30 in the afternoon now, fully shaded. Unlike out here by the street, you can see the sun still beaming out there. But the entire garden back here, everything this time of year is fully shaded in the afternoon. Anytime after about 4 o'clock, it's all shade, which is wonderful. So what I wanted to get to was a follow-up on the video that I just did over Friday, Saturday. So like 5 days ago. And the bed with 1,700 plus seeds in it has not fully germinated. Now I do know, so if you see right here, let me grab I brought my cheat sheet with me of what I have planted in this bed. Now it's going to be sideways for you guys. But so right here and here is 6 rows of Napa cabbage. Swiss chard is right next to that. Some French breakfast radishes should be right here. No, I'm sorry. Butter crunch should be right here. Next to butter crunch was the French breakfast radishes, and then sugar snap peas going down that entire row. I'm not all that surprised not to see the butter crunch right here, because if you look right here, these 2 rows are also butter crunch. I've found in the past, and I've heard from other gardeners, lettuce is not going to germinate when it's this hot. It really needs to be in like the 70-degree type weather. And then along the back here, we have more French breakfast back there. Spinach, which is right here. Not surprised that has not germinated. It's just too hot for that to come up yet. Then we have sparkler red radishes, and then arugula right here, and then the sugar snaps along this back row. Sugar snaps, as I just mentioned, do not like the heat. I made the mistake of leaving them outside this morning to try to harden them off, not paying attention to the weather forecast, even though I was fully aware of it. And they were all bent over, and they basically look dehydrated. When I get back home, I'll take a snap and put it in this video so you can see how bad they looked. But I watered them, put them back in the shade. I think they'll be fine. But as an update here, 1,700 plus seeds in this 3-foot by 6-foot bed. Everything has germinated. And now I didn't share with you guys this back bed over here. So we have some collards. Then we have a couple rows of radishes down underneath there. More collards. And then another row of radishes underneath. I actually wish that this collard was a little bit further over, because it's kind of shading them out, and I can see them kind of arcing up trying to find the light. but it is what it is. And then also on Saturday, I also transplanted my sugar snaps. Have a real simple trellis for them. They've been on the ground 5 days now, so they look fine. There's enough shade back here, even though the temperatures are hot. I'm standing in the shade right now, and it's probably 10 degrees cooler, at least 10 degrees cooler than it was when I got into my Jeep to come over here. And then I just put up just 2 simple barriers. And in the center of this, I haven't spaced it out yet, but this is going to be garlic. And I'm going to put garlic in late October is best for our climate here in Zone 7. Late October is ideal. It'll harden off enough throughout the winter, and then by late spring, early summer, usually by the end of June, it's ready to come up. So we'll have videos with all that when I go ahead and plant these using the jig that I created. And then the other one thing I wanted to just touch on, let's go back to this corner bed. There's some nice yellow squash right there. You remember I planted this back bed about a week ago as well. And because of the shade, I'm almost certain because of the shade, something was walking around in here. I'm not sure what. I don't see anything damaged, but I spy footprints maybe. I'm not really sure, but these little divots in the soil could be squirrels trying to dig. I'm not sure. But as you remember, we had arugula and some Napa cabbage that I spaced out, these smaller rows, and then collards as well. Starting to get some bug disease, so I might want to come in here and spray with some neem oil and see. I also direct sowed in these 2 small rows here. I direct sowed a white Texas onion. And I think in that angle, can you see what I see? It looks like footprints going through there. It could be the squirrels digging, but it looks like something walked through it more than something digging. Whatever. I don't know. I've seen no sign of anything being eaten other than a little bit of bug disease on the collard leaves, but I can probably eradicate that pretty quick with just neem oil and get those guys settled. I was just checking the trap to see if we caught another groundhog, but it's empty. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys a quick update on that. Couple other things. I never show much of any harvesting that I do, but as I was coming in, I did notice a couple things that are going to be going on my dinner plate. One of which is right here. Where is it? Pretty nice size eggplant. Thank you very much. We will be taking that with us. Still have peppers coming in. You see there, this is that, what was it called? Market red pepper. And then finally, I don't know what took so long, but my green beans are finally coming in. You see all the beans hanging up there? So I've been picking those, using them in like a little saute. Been great. Real fresh, real crunchy. I noticed the other day also in this community bed, one of my favorites is these long purple eggplants. There's about, I thought there was more. Maybe somebody picked one. Oh no, they're right here. Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 of them. So those will be another couple days and I definitely pick those. Eggplant is always a plus. And then another one of my favorites, it's a new favorite of mine. I don't know if you've seen these. It's a white eggplant. Quite beautiful. In contrast to just the simple round, you know, what are they called? Straight 8. But these white eggplants, it's, I believe, the same Italian variety. It's a long style eggplant. And they're quite good. If you blindfolded yourself and ate them, you wouldn't know the difference. Still have more poblanos coming in up here and all around. Tomatoes have kind of faded off. Nothing bad. Still a lot of fruit, just not that big. You know, these are not even the cherry style. These are the better boys, but with the heat. Well, here's a good one right here. It's almost fully blushed. I'm taking this one before the squirrels get it. Come on, sucker. So that's a good size. That's a good eater tomato right there. Probably about 4 inches. Still lots of tomatoes. Same thing with this bed over here. More tomatoes, starting to blush. Seeing a little bit of, I wouldn't even call it blight. I think it's just sun damage on a little bit of the leaves here with the tomatoes. You see that? Just a little bit. And I think it's more sunspot than actual blight. But, you know, we will determine that. I can't imagine a squirrel has the strength to do this. I think a human knocked it over. But that's where the squirrels were getting in, which is right back here. They bit a hole in the deer fencing. But now this whole board has been knocked off that was helping me deter them. So I'm not sure what that is about. Why? Who knows? Who cares? But yes, the squirrels did bite a hole through the deer fence. It is what it is. Last thing I'll show you briefly is I'm pretty sure somebody's picked a few of them, but we do have a fair amount of nice size watermelons. It's probably about 12 inches. As you see back there, there's about 8 of them in here. I think we probably had 10 or 12 in this bed, but someone grabbed them. It's fine. That's what the community garden is for. So with that being said, folks, I will definitely update you on the status of the over 1,700 seeds. See how that bed does. I'm glad to see, because of the late afternoon shade, that I'm pretty confident that we're going to be okay with it. And I just spotted something else that I want to pick. Get it off of there. Beautiful yellow squash. Awesome. That's going on the dinner table probably tonight. So with that being said, guys, always appreciate the fact that you guys chime in. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you have been harvesting from your gardens, whether it's in a community space, your backyard, or if you're a market farmer. So with that being said, give me a thumbs up, like the content. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.